some amount of moisture has built up, like the steam and everything. You can actually see it. We did not add any moisture. This moisture and the steam and all that is a good sign. It's a sign that the compost pile is working. Okay, so as you open it up, the top of the compost pile is completely dry. There's no, as in it's mildly moist because of the moisture. You can see it's actually quite wet. It's not actually effects or anything. It's really producing quite a fair bit of moisture. So the newspaper feels damp, but generally the browns are soaking up a lot of moisture and preventing the smells from coming up. You can still recognize the vegetables in their original form. So we're really only in the beginning stage of the compost pile. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to add on to the compost pile, and because we are still doing the layering method right now, if you look at the cross section, you can see there's a thick layer of brown separating the first layer from the second, and we're going to add directly on top onto the browns that's covering the first layer. So we're back here, the compost pile is open. We've laid out the materials for you to take a look, and we really want to demonstrate that adding on to a compost pile is actually really easy. So we'll start off with the first of the materials, the bag of leaves that we collected also 2-3 days ago. It's the same bag of leaves. It was a 10-minute leaf collection session. Just one person, that's me, and I just went downstairs to collect dry leaves. We have the newspapers there. It really doesn't take much effort. We've used a running count of I think 4 newspaper pages. It's really not that hard. It's not that expensive either. We're using the same spade. And the soil is actually the same packet of soil, the same $2 packet of soil that we first bought. We haven't even moved on to the second packet yet. And finally, we have the vegetable scraps. These vegetable scraps today are pretty special because they've been kept for, I think this is the 3rd day now. I don't know if you can see this. Some of the flies actually followed us out. So there's a mild rotting smell. Otherwise the veggies have just been left there. We didn't sun it. The vegetables still look in their original state. They're dry as per what you would normally expect from an inactive pile. So compared to the vegetables that have been left inside the compost bin for 3 days, we get some moisture, some activity. The compost pile here has also sitting for about roughly 2 to 3 days or so, but no activity whatsoever. There's a mild odor, it's attracted some flies, but that's about it. That's how easy it can be. You can actually leave your vegetable waste out there in the open, just separated in your own personal grate for up to 3 days, and it really wouldn't bother anyone. If it matters to you, there were 5 or 6 flies. If it matters that much. We have the pile in its original state, the compost pile. We're just going to add the vegetables in. You notice that I'm not doing anything, no stirring, no nothing. This is what we call the layering method. So you just add the vegetables in. After you've added the food scraps, the main reason why we're adding soil is to introduce a little bit of organisms so that we can speed up the composting process. And as we do, we just pour it in. A little bit more soil because there's a little bit more food scraps this time. And all we do is just gently mix it up without disrupting the bottom layer of browns especially too much. There we go, and then we add in newspapers. It's our first layer of browns. You could actually do the browns, you could actually do the newspapers or the leaves. It's really your own personal preference. I'm going to add some leaves. I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit more newspapers because I really want to create a larger carbon a larger carbon pile this time. Because I'm noticing there's some smell from the compost pile, so I'm just trying to control it a little bit. So that's it. That's our carbon rich pile. Just close it back with our lid and our warning sign. In theory, it's supposed to take 2-3 months, but we're anticipating that the compost pile in the hot tropical climate that we live in, even with a sealed bin, should probably take just under a month. But we'll see how it goes. We really don't know yet.